A supreme moment in history will be made as the U.S. Senate casts their final vote. We have the details.
A third suspect is arrested in connection to the deadly Sacramento shooting.
And have your Easter baskets ready for this upcoming egg-stravagant event. Stay tuned.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Thanks for joining us on ntTV News at Noon. I'm Christine Guevara.
And I'm Ashton Cotton.
The Supreme Court met today to discuss Ketanji Brown Jackson's Supreme Court nomination. The first vote, which took place at 10 a.m. today, passed. That vote decided whether or not to end debates and move on to the next stage. The final confirmation vote is set for 12:45. In order to pass, it only requires a simple majority. If the vote succeeds, Jackson will be confirmed as the first Black woman to serve on the Supreme Court.
The Oklahoma House voted on the Oklahoma Heartbeat Act Tuesday evening that would allow for private citizens to take civil action against abortion providers. This includes civil action against anyone who intends to perform an abortion and anyone who pays for the procedure. Women who receive the abortion would not be charged or convicted for the, quote, death of an unborn child, end quote. KOKH's Peyton was on the scene at the Oklahoma Capitol building. Take a look.
We heard last night that we would hear this bill today, and it was pretty clear that it was a direct response to folks showing up today asking for legislators to hear them on reproductive rights.
On the other hand, Representative Jim Olson sponsoring the bill says that's not the case.
I didn't know that they were having their rally until after we had voted on the bills.
The bill criminalizes abortion as a felony offense. Doctors could spend up to 10 years in prison or face up to a $100,000 fine for giving an abortion.
We have very few abortion providers right now, and this would literally criminalize them for doing their jobs, for providing a procedure that is constitutionally protected.
Currently, there's a list of abortion restriction bills making their way to the governor's desk.
This is definitely a high number of abortion bills for a session in the legislature, and that happens when it's an election year.
While many Republicans say the majority of their constituents support this type of legislation.
Oh, I have no doubt they are very strongly pro-life in my part of the state, and I think that's true in most areas of the state as well.
Democrats think these bills won't stop abortions from happening.
The Republicans in this building know that abortion is going to continue. They know, they admitted on the floor that it's not going to end in Oklahoma. But what they're really doing is outsourcing this care to other states where it will remain legal.
People who are against this bill that are saying that this session it's not ending abortion but actually outsourcing abortion to other areas. What is your response to that message?
Well, should we throw away our murder statute because it won't totally eliminate murder? No.
The bill passed 70-14 in the Republican-controlled House and now moves to Governor Kevin Stitt, who pledged to sign all restrictive abortion legislation that passed across his desk.
Now we must warn you, the following story contains images and subject matter that some may find disturbing. For at this hour, nations across the globe are working to identify the Russian units involved in the Bucha massacre earlier this month. The atrocity that left at least 320 Ukrainian civilians dead has gained recognition from Pope Francis himself. CNN Cole Higgins has more.
Pope Francis unfurling a war-stained Ukrainian flag and kissing it, renewing calls for an end to Russia's war and appealing for an end to atrocities like those seen in Bucha, where a senior U.S. defense official says the executions of 20 tied-up civilian men appears to be premeditated, planned, and very, very deliberate. Newly released drone video captures the macabre moments a person riding a bicycle is gunned down by Russian soldiers. Another captures the grim aftermath where bodies lie lifeless along the same street.
This is a crime which fulfills the features of a genocide.
The U.S. now assesses that Russian forces have completely withdrawn from areas near Kyiv and Chernihiv to reconsolidate and refit in Belarus and in Russia.
We have warned that we're entering a new phase of the conflict that could last for some time. It doesn't mean it will look exactly the same, or the needs or the resources will be exactly the same.
We have to be realistic and realize that this may last for a long time, for many months, for even years.
The Pentagon says it's impossible to know how long the war will last, but they believe Ukraine can win.
I think the proof is literally in the outcomes that you're seeing every day. The Ukrainians are bravely fighting for their country, and they have denied Mr. Putin so many of his strategic objectives. So absolutely they can win.
I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
And as the war in Ukraine rages on, more and more people across the globe will continue their call for the end of it. Now it's up to the international organizations to act on these calls and to bring swift end to the killings.
You know, Christine, spring, nice weather is here, but it's also allergy season.
Definitely. These winds are making my allergies go crazy. Can't breathe. But hopefully these winds will subside. And let's toss it over to our weather anchor, Maya Nicholson, to see what she thinks on these winds. Maya?
Yes, Christine, these wind speeds have been picking up some speed this week, but let's check out our first look weather forecast to see what we should expect for today. This afternoon, our current conditions are mostly sunny with our temperatures sitting at 61 degrees with moderate wind speeds at 16 miles per hour. Later this evening, we should expect to have clear skies and our temperatures are going to be a bit higher at 65 degrees. Tomorrow morning at around 8 a.m., we should expect those temperatures to drop to about 44 degrees, feeling like 39. That's all I have for my first look forecast. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Maya. A shooting spree in downtown Sacramento has left 16 dead and 6 injured in the last Saturday. It's being described as the worst mass shooting in Sacramento history, and the investigation continues. Two brothers, 26-year-old Dondre Martin and 27-year-old Smiley Martin, have been directly charged in a killing spree, and 30-year-old Devani Dawson was seen carrying a firearm shortly after the shooting and was charged with illegal possession of a firearm. But law enforcement does not believe his gun was used in the crime. 5 shooters are believed to be involved, and we will keep you updated as the investigation continues.
In connection with the Friday death of a 7-year-old, Denton police have now arrested the child's mother, Sabrina Ho, on a charge of injury to a child, days after her boyfriend was arrested on the same charge. On Friday night, Denton police arrested 52-year-old Todd Lofton Shaw after a 7-year-old child with suspicious and extensive injuries was pronounced dead at the hospital, according to the Denton Police Department. Her bail was set at $500,000. Citing the Tarrant County Medical Examiner Office, the release named the child as 7-year-old Phoenix Ho, a second-grade student enrolled in a local elementary school.
Coming up, what does the fox say? We have the details on this wild tale.
And an egg-cellent event in Denton that you don't want to miss. Stay with us.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Let's get started. This is a motor vehicle. This is the blinker mechanism. To use it, push it up for the right blinker and down to go left. You're welcome. It was easy.
Navigating college can be a difficult journey for first-generation students, but UNT is providing resources to help lighten the load on their shoulders. ntTV's Andrea Valdez got the chance to sit with the First Generation Success Center to discuss these resources.
The definition of a first-generation student has continued to expand over the years to include more people, and a recent study by the university showed that almost 42% of students at UNT identify as first generation.
Our original definition was those students who go to UNT whose parents did not complete a 4-year degree at a college or university, but more recently, like with the implementation of our advisory board and getting their input, we've expanded that.
The First Generation Success Center started in March 2021, offering resources to first-gen students who don't have to navigate college by themselves.
We try to be a resource for first generation students, and if they need those one-on-one appointments, having them. Being first gen and like being a student on campus, especially during a pandemic with the added stress of it, is really hectic. And so like sometimes you just need a little bit to vent, but also like if you need to bounce ideas off, or if you need like that space to just ask questions or like find something on campus.
UNT's First Gen Resources is one of a small fraction of centers and universities across the state that offer a space for first gen students, making the university a first gen serving institution.
Like resources for first generation students, and this office itself exists, and there's also, before this office existed, there's other departments and offices on campus that also saw the need to support first generation students in their own capacity and within their different programs. So like I would say that like it is because of the collective community effort.
First Generation Success Center is located on the 3rd floor of the Union in room 376 behind these double doors, and they provide resources to college students who identify as first generation and need a little bit of help navigating college life. For ntTV News, I'm Andrea Valdez.
You can visit the First Gen Center on the 3rd floor of the Union or visit their socials at UNT First Gen to learn more about these resources.
Many undocumented immigrants who have entered the U.S. through the Texas-Mexico border may soon be on the first bus to Washington, D.C. Texas Governor Greg Abbott spoke on his plan that will push immigrants out of the state.
To help local officials whose communities are being overwhelmed by hordes of illegal immigrants who are being dropped off by the Biden administration, Texas is providing charter buses to send these illegal immigrants who have been dropped off by the Biden administration to Washington, D.C.
The state will have over 900 buses available for the operation. Last month, Title 42, a pandemic-era order which allowed authorities to turn away immigrants, ended. Without it, officials expect thousands more immigrants at the border. With the gubernatorial election around the corner, Abbott has made border security a key point in his re-election campaign.
Hold on to your hats. This renewable energy fact may blow you away. Wind power is now the second highest source of electricity for the first time since the government started gathering the data, trailing behind only natural gas. Last year, wind power was 4th behind natural gas, coal, and nuclear power. Wind turbines are now generating more than 2,000 gigawatt hours of power, enough to power over 165,000 homes for a year. The Biden administration has been attempting to increase wind power with more than 100 planned wind projects in the works. See, Ashton, there goes that wind again. It never stops, does it?
It doesn't seem like it, Christine. We're finally seeing some of those warm temperatures, though, so I hope everything kind of stays where it is. Let's head over to our weather anchor, Maya Nicholson, for more. Maya.
Welcome to our full weather forecast. Looking at current conditions across North Texas, we can see that we have McKinney sitting at 63 degrees, Fort Worth sitting at 66 degrees, and Dallas sitting at 63. Zooming out, taking a look across the state, we have Amarillo sitting at 53 degrees, Austin sitting at 71, and Houston at 72. Finishing off with our 7-day forecast. Tomorrow we should expect very similar temperatures with our high sitting at 69 degrees and a low of 36. Sunday we should expect those temperatures to be a lot warmer with our highs of 87 and a low of 59 degrees. The very next day after, we can expect some warm showers continuing throughout the weekend. That's all I have for my full weather forecast. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Maya. The wild fox running amok on Capitol Hill this week was confirmed to have been captured on Tuesday by Arlington County Animal Control. Heather Graff with WJLA has more information.
Authorities now believe this fox is responsible for 9 separate attacks over the last few days on Capitol Hill.
7 News talking to one of the victims just moments after she was bitten.
Was just walking on my phone, minding my own business, and I felt a chomp at my ankle.
That Politico reporter tweeted afterward that she's now getting the rabies shots. And California Representative Ami Bera, who had an earlier run-in with the fox, said he too has started his rabies vaccination series. The congressman, who's also a doctor, reminding people that animal bites are extremely serious, and we heard the same from wildlife experts.
So native wildlife is here and it's around us. It's important to be vigilant.
Jennifer Toussaint is chief of animal control in nearby Arlington County, and while foxes are not uncommon in this region, she said her officers and their counterparts in D.C. are highly trained in determining why a fox might be acting aggressively.
We're able to discern very quickly in field service. So when we're out there actually seeing the animal in question, whether or not this would be defensive of young behavior or symptoms consistent with a neurological condition like rabies or distemper.
And while several kits or baby foxes were also found and removed from the same area of Capitol Hill where the adult female was captured, we now know that the adult animal was humanely euthanized so it could be tested for rabies, and that the test results were positive.
It's not a part of the job in animal control, of course, that we particularly look forward to, but it's ensuring that balance between safety and conservation that is so very important.
Unfortunately, a rabies test requires that the entire brain of small animals be sent for testing, and thusly euthanasia was inevitable for our furry friend. We do finally know what the fox says. I'm sorry. Ashton, you know what I've been missing lately?
Hopefully stable weather, because that's definitely what I've been missing.
Well, but I miss Easter egg hunting. And I think I know that there is an event coming up for Easter egg hunting, and our live reporter, Cameron Bias, is on location. Cameron, what can you tell us?
Unfortunately, Christine, this event is more aimed at the younger children. However, if you have any younger siblings, it would be perfect for them to attend. Egg Extravaganza, a massive Easter egg hunt, will be taking place outside the Denton Civic Center that is currently behind me this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. The egg hunt will feature much more, including bounce houses, food vendors, arts and crafts, face painting, balloon twisting, and a surprise appearance of the Easter Bunny during this Egg Extravaganza event. The Easter egg hunts will be categorized by age, with 2-year-olds and younger egg hunting at 9:30 a.m., 3 to 4-year-olds as well as 7 to 8-year-olds at 10:30 a.m., and lastly, 5 to 6 and 9 to 10-year-olds at 11:30. There will be over 40,000 eggs hidden, so please don't forget to bring your baskets. That is everything I have for now, and back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Cameron. Find out how an app is making a great impact to improve mobility for those who are disabled.
And if you're thinking of moving to Texas, you might want to check this out. Find out more after the break.
Man, I have all these non-perishable food items, and I don't know what to do with them.
I don't have any food at all.
Do you have too many non-perishable goods?
Yeah.
Have you run out of food and can't get any more?
Yeah.
Well, don't have a cow? Head on down to the UNT Food Pantry. Located behind Crumley Hall and Diamond Eagle Student Resource Center, the Food Pantry is the place for UNT students to get all the food they need. You'll be utterly surprised by all the options they have there. From gluten-free to lactose intolerant, even vegan and vegetarian, they have it all. Go to studentaffairs.unt.edu/food pantry for more information.
Move on down to the UNC Food Pantry.
Hey man, are you okay in there? You look terrible. Have you been up all night? Don't you know that according to the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, staying up all night can have a negative effect on your GPA?
Sleep?
Yeah, go to bed.
A new feature that makes it easier for Google consumers to search questions that may be hard to describe has now surfaced. On Thursday, Google disclosed its brand new feature that allows the users to combine text and images in a single search. Google executive states it is still in the experimental process, but the consumer will be able to upload a picture of a couch along with the word chair, and will be given, if not the exact similar options to the requested search. This option is expected to be used for shopping-related searches available for U.S. users with the Lens feature on the Google mobile app. Now, also in the tech world, the app called Talk Motion is available on Google Play Store. The creation of this app all started right here at UNT in order to improve mobility for the disabled. I got the chance to explore this innovative idea and meet the creators themselves. Check it out.
Thank you for the effort.
What you just saw was a demonstration of using the gesture recognition app Prototype. It was created by a UNT professor and his PhD students. The idea behind this app came to be when Professor Mark V. Albert met Hannah Thompson, who is unable to speak and make gestures due to cerebral palsy.
She uses a tablet to communicate. And, you know, for example, her movements in the tablet are so challenging that she actually has a key guard to help her navigate her fingers to the particular keys she wants to hit. In some cases, she might have to switch to different pages, and if she has to type it out, I mean, we're talking potentially 30 seconds to get a phrase.
And with Dr. Albert's background in activity recognition and mobile phone research, he realized he could help her communicate more efficiently. Currently, PhD student Riyad bin Rafiq and 2 other master's students are working on the project with the supervision of Dr. Albert.
We have some works need to do, like it's a long way to go. Like we need to make it such that any user can use their own gestures, and also we need to tailor it to the individuals who lack fine motor skills.
The prototype is called Talk Motion and is available on Google Play Store. The completion of this app may take about 5 years or so due to the long process of getting it just right and approved. But it will all be worth it, as it will make a great impact.
That natural back and forth that you might have, you know, you take for granted every day. You just want to be able to give someone like her the ability to do that as well.
In a study performed by the company Smart Asset, one of our neighboring cities has taken on a surprising role. Frisco was determined to be the #1 safest city in the United States. Smart Asset studied was measured on the violent and property crimes, vehicular and drug poisoning mortality rates, and the percent of the population that engaged in excessive drinking. The study's finding listed the top 35 safest cities, and the Lone Star State had a whopping 8 cities make the cut. These cities include Frisco, McKinney, McAllen, Plano, Laredo, Round Rock, College Station, and Brownsville. Christine, did you know that Sunday was the last day of regular season NBA?
No, I didn't. I need to keep up. But I know our sports anchor, Sebastian Nava, can give us the latest on that. Sebastian?
Thanks, y'all. We'll talk more about the postseason push for the Dallas Mavericks coming up after the break.
Hey, listen to my flow to save some H2O. This my water rhyme, and this is how it goes. First, turn off the sink and take some time to think. When you waste water, our supply shrinks. When you take a shower, not more than an hour. Shoot for 10 minutes and save water power. Use a reusable bottle, smart like Aristotle. Ditch all the plastic and be a role model. And that was my H2O flow. Please remember how it goes, because if you don't, Earth will go, oh no!
As the NBA season is winding down, the race for seeding in the Western Conference is coming down to the wire. The Dallas Mavericks are caught right in the middle of that race, fighting with the Golden State Warriors for the 3rd seed in the West. Last night, they found themselves in the Motor City to take on the Detroit Pistons. Luka Doncic had an off shooting night, going 8 of 21 from the field and 2 of 11 from 3, but still managed to contribute with 14 assists. Doncic received scoring help from Jalen Brunson with 24 points and 13 points off the bench from Spencer Dinwiddie as the Mavericks beat the Detroit Pistons 131-113. Now the Mavericks currently sit half a game behind the Warriors, who play tonight at home in San Francisco versus LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. Then it'll be a mad dash for the 3rd seed in the last weekend of the season. And after months of delay, the Texas Rangers baseball is officially back. The Rangers are looking to bounce back from a forgettable season that saw them finish last in the American League West and finish with the 3rd overall pick in this year's draft. And after 2 underwhelming opening seasons in the new Globe Life Field, the Rangers are preparing to be competitive with the pre-lockout additions of 2-time MVP finalist Marcus Semien and 2020 World Series MVP Corey Seager, an award he won playing in the World Series right here at Globe Life Field. So be sure to watch the Rangers opening game tomorrow in Toronto at 7:07 p.m. and to show out to the field to catch the Rangers home opener versus the Colorado Rockies at 3:05 p.m. on Monday. The Rangers coming back has made my year already, but what else is happening around the league, Ashton?
Thanks, Sebastian. Exciting times ahead for the Rangers, but there will be a lot of action around the league, with 7 games taking place on opening day. Fans are definitely ready for baseball to be back following a 99-day lockout that delayed the start of the season. The MLB and the Players Union finally reached a new collective bargaining agreement last month, ending the first league stoppage since the players went on a strike back in 1994. Heat up your hot dogs and pretzels. Baseball is back.
Ooh, that sounds good. Hot dog, pretzels, and baseball. Sounds like a good time. Thanks for watching ntTV News at noon.
Join us again here tonight at 6 here on North Texas Television.